their two favorite videos for this year, and then I don't know. We'll fucking see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I think the the stand-up video, the pickup artist video, which I know
Yeah.
I'm like going against my feeling that the ones I was more involved with, I think I'm in the moment more satisfied, but definitely looking back, some of the more complicated, bigger projects are
Mhm.
cooler and will, you know, stand the test of time better.
Mhm.
And maybe from there it would be between the Vegas desert video, the survival video, and the MacArthur Park, most
Mhm.
dangerous park in America video. I think that one, just because I briefly met you guys out there and got to experience the feel of the park a little bit while you guys were filming, which was cool. Added to that, and also I just love how that thumbnail turned out. It was not planned to have a whole gang behind you. It was
Yeah.
just supposed to be the one guy, but because of, you know, the struggles we were having communicating with the guy we were working on thumbnails with at that time, he ended up
Yeah.
including all of them. And that
Yeah.
thumbnail still makes me smile looking at it on the
Yeah.
homepage now. It's awesome.
Yeah. The balance is great. My outfit's funny. My facial expression's good.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, no, it's definitely good. Yeah, I like that you like the Vegas video. I think that one's cool, but I think I that video, it and the Rat Dick Ralph eviction video, if you don't have Patreon, which everybody listening to this does, so this is not a problem for them, but if you don't have Patreon, I feel like you missed a lot of those videos because then you would have missed the Rat Dick Ralph fight, and you would have missed the abomination of a sex tape that was filmed at Rat Dick Ralph's apartment after the eviction video. So part of me feels like those videos are incomplete, even though they're still great videos.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean they're still hilarious. Like the dinner scene at the end of the eviction video is like
Yeah,
an
yeah.
all-time moment.
Yeah, yeah. I was scanning over these. I kind of forgot that that was the whole plot behind the eviction video. Was, of course,
Yeah.
it was about how evictions are getting bad in LA, and um, but it was really about Rat Dick, and
Yeah.
that footage is amazing. Wide
Yeah.
neck and ordering all the extra food for Rat Pussy Pam.
Amazing.
Uh,
Amazing.
wrong and really great. Really, really great.
Yeah. Like you and I have had talks about this, the comedic philosophy of breaking, as they call it, which basically means it's considered poor form in comedy to laugh during a bit. When you laugh at your own jokes or you laugh at what's going on, in improv, that's considered a lack of commitment and it's considered bad acting. But there's like different kind of breaks. There's a little nervous chuckle when you don't think what you're doing is funny and you're not committed, and kind of laughing nervously is your way of taking the pressure off yourself and acknowledging to the audience, hey, this is silly. I'm not really on board with it either.
Yeah.
But then there's a break like we had at that dinner scene where it's just like a physiological shutdown because what's happening is so fucking funny.
Yeah, yeah. If you're trying to indicate to the person you're talking to on the street that what you're doing or saying is supposed to be funny by chuckling while you're saying it,
Yeah.
it's never going to land. But when something sincerely happens and you lose control, um, it's it just always works. It's cheap, and
Yeah.
you know, professionals and people who take it very seriously will ding you for it, but there's a reason why all of the biggest comedians that have came out of like SNL, they're all the people that break. The
Yeah.
most successful ones are the ones that just like connect with the audience by not being able to hold it together. Because I feel like that's anybody who's not into making comedy or doing anything comedic. I feel like that's one of the first things people say is, I don't know how they keep a straight face when they're doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And so once you get into it, you respect the people that don't, but everyone else connects with the person who's there and is cracking up laughing.
Yeah.
And you got to respect
Yeah.
them for being able to get to that level while still not being able to. Like a guy like Jimmy Fallon, who
Yeah.
I can't think of a sketch he didn't break in. But
Yes. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
made
And
it.
then Will Ferrell's kind of like a middle ground guy where he breaks sometimes. And then the
Yeah.
gold standard for not breaking, the Greek god of not breaking. I actually had a teacher at the Groundlings Improv who, like, he went to Groundling school with all these guys, Will Ferrell, and his hero is fucking Chris Parnell from Saturday Night Live because he is the Greek god of never breaking. Even if everybody else is just dying laughing in the situation, Chris Parnell is just, what is the meaning of all this right now? Just will not break character ever.
Yeah, and I mean, he still had a respectable career outside of SNL, but not a household name, not a name even people that consider themselves SNL fans today would really know. But absolutely legend. And and it's like someone has to do that to allow the person who's breaking to, because if everyone breaks, then everyone at home can tell this is unprofessional, this is a mess. But
sometimes even that's funny though. Like to strike, like you said earlier, sometimes even that's funny. Like, do you know the hot tub scene with Will Ferrell with Jimmy Fallon? He's like, we're making love in this hot tub.
They're both just trying to hide their faces,
and the audience sees that, and the audience just like, and you're right, it really does make that sketch super fun and memorable.
Yeah, it's already a funny idea. This old hypersexual couple in a hotel hot tub is funny.
They're super intellectual too, so their language is all flowery.
Yeah, that's already funny, but that I think that is eternal because of that. And I still try to watch Saturday Night Live somewhat regularly, even though it's a bit of a chore these days. And they recently, there was the Beavis and Butthead sketch a couple weeks ago, where it was like a political town hall kind of thing, and there's just a guy sitting in the background that looks exactly like Beavis, and it's just distracting the whole conversation. And there was it was one of their best sketches in a long time, and it was probably 60 or 70% because nobody could hold it together, because Ryan Gosling in this Beavis costume, and then one of the guys on the cast in the Butthead costume that comes in, they look incredible, and it kills everyone except for the extras. The people that they hire to be extras that are just sitting there in the audience, I can't think of the last time I've seen one of them break. Those people must be a hard job to get, and it must be like, if you do ever break, you're gone, because those people are pretty damn consistent.
And to reward them for their effort, they're soon going to be replaced by AI-generated extras.
Yeah, which is probably best, but who cares?
This is just completely off the topic of editing now, but Ian was the biggest Shane Gillis proponent from way before Shane Gillis blew up. And I just got word from Adam22. Adam22 went on his podcast and shouted out the Danny Mullen channel and told him about the WNBA video. So
hell yeah.
We might be able to count Shane Gillis. I don't know if as a fan, but as a viewer soon.
All right. Yeah. Well, no. I mean, if Adam 22's in with him, then you got to get on the podcast and get him on the podcast, get him in the video or something. But I mean, he has rocketed to, I mean, basically superstardom at this point. It's like he was just in the Eminem's new music video.
Saw that.
Which, I mean, kind of seems like Eminem's going to put out a good album this summer, which is cool. He's angry. Eminem is the best, and he seems angry right now, which is sick. And I deleted my or canceled my Netflix subscription recently, or else I would have already watched Shane Gillis' Netflix show. But it got renewed for a second season, and Netflix loves tossing stuff out, so it's probably pretty good. Have to imagine. I don't know if you still have had a chance to go watch some of his sketch stuff, but it's really impressive. It's really good.
I gotta watch some more. I Think You Should Leave, which is another sketch show that Ian turned me on to. Which I think I watched a season of it, but I've been meaning to rewatch that. Yeah, where my head's at right now, I was watching a lot of Monty Python this week, and I just re-signed up to go complete my Groundlings education because
Nice.
I still need to pass their character-based class, which I failed once. But yeah, just watching Monty Python and just kind of like a more subtle approach. Yeah, because their comedy is it's purely comedy through just good acting and commitment.
Yeah.
That's where their comedy is coming from.
Yeah.
And that's
Clever
why like
writing.
great writing and just great acting and great commitment, which is you and I both talked about that. I Think You Should Leave. Whatever that guy's name is a great actor.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He's got a couple emotions he can tap into real easily. This like pathetic mode that's so believable, and it's strange how it translates so well to the sketches. But they right before that show had a sitcom, Detroiters, with him and Sam, the like sort of main two guys, and their acting in that just didn't really work. I don't really get why. It's still a pretty funny show, but it just doesn't. I think they are never going for the real dramatic stuff that they do in the I Think You Should Leave sketches, where in like a sitcom, you never really get to that level. It's just always at a consistent level of like kind of funny and silly.
yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the performances and the other people that they bring into those sketches takes it up a notch.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll wrap on this just because my ass has got a strict bedtime, but that's one of the things they talk about in Groundlings is one of the guys who does auditions, he like screens auditions and helps hire for various sitcoms, I guess. And he said the mark of an amateur comedic actor is when he gives somebody a script and they say, should I do it straight or should I do it funny? And he knows they're a fucking amateur because a professional comedic actor knows to play everything straight.
Yeah. It's strange, but yeah, I Think You Should Leave is phenomenal. And if you haven't watched all of it yet, you got to. I would go back and watch it soon, but again, I canceled my Netflix subscription because they've just been constantly raising the prices, and I won't stand for it. But
Sure.
I have to go back at some point. They've got a pretty good thing going with some solid comedians. They seem to have good taste.
Well, let me know if you want to use my password because I feel like that's only fair given I use your YouTube Premium. So
That's fair, and that shit is expensive too.
yeah, no, that's a fair exchange. I'll kick I think my parents are on my Netflix right now. I'll kick their asses off. They don't give me free YouTube Premium.
That just seems wrong. Don't do that to me. That's messed up.
Well, I think they both are like Laura and Gary, and they should definitely become Larry.
Oh, I see.
Or Gora.
Sure. Yeah.
So that
they're
should be a
taking
thing.
2 spots. No, that's done.
That's bullshit. Yeah, just text me to remind me, dude, and I got you on that. But Ian, with that said, well, I guess you and I are working together tomorrow, but pretty soon you'll be enjoying a week off in Austin, Texas. Enjoy. Yeah, this has been kind of a recuperation week for me. And then we'll probably go a little bit deeper and a little bit harder into July than we typically do.